Sousa bark. Now I need somewhere to craft it all. The forge at the blacksmith's house should do.
Looking into the hole, you see only darkness. It's impossible to tell how deep it goes by sight alone. Faint sounds echo against unseen stone. Nothing discernible by eye or ear. Your call echoes as it plunges downward, before gradually fading away. You are swallowed by a chorus of turbulent music. Through one creature sing many voices, the harmony of an entire collective.
Sovereign! She has come. She is here.
The choir fades. A single melody rises above the others, brassy and commanding.
I am sovereign.
You see a vision. Your lifeless body wrapped in fungal tendrils. The Sovereign is threatening you.
State your purpose.
You detect a distinct quiver in every note. These creatures have experienced recent tragedy. Fungal roots weave through your mind, seeking your true intent. Then the Sovereign drones a new melody, cautious but welcoming.
Descend to me. Let us speak in flesh.
The persistent music coaxes you forward. The Sovereign expects you.
Seems the shrooms are letting in more people every day. You see a fella on his own on your way in. Dwarf. Balin's his name. Bald, blue tunic, dumb as a stick. Right. Never mind. My useless husband. Sent him for an errand. It's no surprise he's made a mess of it. Knock yourself out. But don't come begging for coin if you find him. You try to ransom him to me, you'll find yourself skint and stuck with a fat old lout.
Stop! Stop!
Bibberbang!
You recognize the name. Bibberbang, a mushroom that releases dangerous spores. Highly flammable.
I know that. Scroll. Escape. My bag, please. I've dropped it somewhere. Thank you. Thank you. What are you doing? Get out of there! Careful! My pack, please! Yes! That's... Yes! I just have to... And then... Here!
Wish I had a bag of hope.
Right, as... what were you saying? I was looking for... Dereth. She'll be worried sick. I must... need to go. For you. Your trouble. Ta. I knew I was forgetting something.
What?
Sorry, love.
Absolutely worthless.
How long have you been down here? Think, Balin, think.
Look at that. Got my useless old man back. I suppose that's your doing. His hands are empty as a whole. We'll have to send him back out soon enough. Collecting noble stock. Valuable mushroom. We've a shop in Baldur's Gate. The locals go mad for it. Nearly nothing it can't cure. Blindness, poison, hair loss. That old idiot.
My friend, Bibberbang. Curious, beautiful, but dangerous. Next time, more careful next time, for certain. Thank you for your help. I think anyway, what were you saying? Mushroom. Powerful. Dirith wants it for a brew. She's very good, my Dirith. Very good at a brew. My words get away from me. You'll have to ask Dirith. She knows the ins and outs. Noble stock. Yes. Dirith needs noble stock. Mushroom. Good stuff. And the ledge. Yes. I was on a ledge. Crumbled to bits. And I tumbled down. The shop. The shop needs all we find. Bone cloaks. Baldur's Gate. Anything sourced here. Very high rate of profit.
For what? We'll be clearing out soon enough. You come across a noble stock mushroom about, you give it here. Gods know I've earned it. We've a shop in Baldur's Gate. The locals go mad for it. Probably. But Balin in his right mind wasn't worth half of noble stock. I know him better than anyone. Got the scars to prove it. We'll be clearing out soon enough. You come across a noble stock mushroom about, you give it here. Gods know I've earned it. Ah. To no surprise of mine, you're more competent than Balin. Go on then. Hand it over. Sell it. What else? Worth more than its weight in gold to folk back in Baldur's Gate. There ain't much it can't cure. Loads. But I haven't got anything to offer for it. And I'm counting on the shroom for that. Give it or don't. thanking you. I'll be on my way then. Look, I do thank you. Come visit me in Baldur's Gate if you find yourself that way. I run a shop called Bone Cloaks. Balin nearly sunk the shop to pay for a drink, when he was of his own mind. This might allow me to hang on a little longer. You take care out here.
Very well.
Ah, a visitor. You're a welcome sight. But let us observe the customs of the locals.
The scholar's brow tenses. His voice spills into your skull, the spores connecting mind to mind.
Blurg, proud member of the Society of Brilliance, at your service. Or perhaps not. Your mind is far more complex than that of the fungi. Understandable. We are small in number and rarely stay in one place for long. My colleagues and I are working to improve conditions in the Underdark. This need not be such a dire, hostile place. It's curious to find a surface dweller here. What has brought you down so deep? Truly remarkable. But why come to the Underdark, where they hold so much power? You were infected by an illithid tadpole? It's a miracle you're still intact. You must be worried sick, but have no fear. I have a friend who may be able to assist. Omelium!
I hope this is important, Blurg. My Zirkwood samples need constant attention.
It is. This adventurer has an illithid tadpole inside her head, but she hasn't turned.
No ceremorphosis. That's impossible, but intriguing. Are you looking to have it extracted? I have broken free from the Elder Brain's yoke. I no longer serve the grand design. I ask that you refrain from violence, while I respect that your opinion of my kind may not change. A collective quest to eliminate the Gith and enslave all other humanoids. If that settles matters for the time being, would you like a diagnosis? Open your mind to me. Let us see what lurks within.
As the Meloan's mind pierces yours, the tadpole pulses with power. It feels 10 times its size. Alive, awake, almost smug.
This is most unusual. The incubation period should be complete, as should your transformation. But the larva is infused with strange magic. It appears to be in some form of stasis. No, it appears to be shielded from physical and magical influence. And even without the shield, the extraction would involve severe cranial trauma. It is not ideal. The process would surely kill you. But not to worry. Should you transform, I will happily perform a new examination. A Nautiloid? Fascinating. I have never set foot on one myself. They were our warships during the greatest eras of the Illithid Empire. We ruled the entire astral plane from their decks. The design was lost, when the Gith rebelled and ended our dominion. Of course, I am sorry I cannot assist you in its removal. But I have an idea.
Oh, perhaps I should start taking notes.
There may be a way to bypass that stasis. There are many alchemical substances that can influence the mind. I do not intend to shatter its protection. I need only bypass the interference that prevents me from communicating with the lava. A tincture distilled from a collection of rare mushrooms. They have subtle psionic influence. I would require a fresh ton of madness and Timusk spores. But be warned, in their natural state, both of these mushrooms can be quite dangerous. Timusks cause confusion in those that approach them. The tongue is self-explanatory.
The Underdark, of course, although they are quite rare, and their discovery perilous. I imagine Lenore would have them in her possession. She served Mistra as a cleric. The southwest when I last saw her, although her tower does have a tendency to move. She is quite fond of her garden. Lenore has always been a lonely sort. Nature was her only companion. I offered her the chance to join the society, but she refused. Her experiments on Susa bark took priority.
May your travels be safe and swift.
You recognize the feathered creature. It's the owlbear cub you rescued. The cub tilts his head. He does not trust you. Yet. The cub's eyes lock onto the food in your hand. He takes a hesitant step toward you, his beak chittering hungrily.
The hand that feeds is the hand that's loved. It'll never leave your side now.
Alarmed by your companion's approach, the cub turns heel and runs.
I stand corrected.
Good. Again.
Dust on my...
offer to parley, and he brings a spectator. Twit. Quite ruined my ambush. Now, you are? Rescue? Helpless babes are rescued. I allowed you to assist me. I am Dawn, third son of House Bartol, first rank evoker, and initiate of Graven Hollows. Oh. Oh, no, no, my dear dark gods below, no!
A memory shard. A container onto which brief mental impressions are projected and stored for years at a time.
Far, far longer than I realized. Then my enemies have already found the forge. Which bastard stole my glory? Zargrim? Philro? Impossible. My rivals would have stopped at nothing. Unless... Huh. Ha! The fools must have turned back, or, better yet, died in the search. Good. If they had just surrendered their research to me, we might have found the forge together. But no. They hoarded their knowledge, left each of us clinging to scraps. I had the good sense to lock mine away in the shard. And now I can claim the forge alone. Does it? Then I'll be sure to give my telling a little polish for the history books. I have plenty of time now that I'm the only one hunting for the forge. Or almost the only one. You proved your power in freeing me. But I need no more rivals. Try to take this as a compliment, yes?
Slender drow blade impales the stone before you, keeping a silent vigil. This blade was a warrior's sacrifice to Elistray. Blood can only be honored with blood. The drow script inscribed on the blade flickers and glows. It rises from the stone, hanging in the air in silent offering.
I greet you, child of the sun. How has your search for the mushrooms fared? I was born with a propensity for arcane magic my people despise. It gave me the strength to resist the elder brain. Every waking hour I pushed back against its dire hold. My wizardry empowered me. The moment its control shattered, I fled. Before the colony discovered I had defected. In the beginning, I had an arrangement with a lich. Excellent company, despite what one would expect. I required brains, he required souls. A perfect symbiosis. But our ambitions eventually splintered. I wished to better the world, and he preferred its rot. So I left his company, and thus I now feed from those who act against the Society's goals. Perhaps the peoples of the Underdark will be less inclined to violence if they comprehend the cost, yes? These are fine specimens. It will only take me a moment to brew them to proper potency.
Ormelion turns away to prepare the potion, lost in its own musings.
You must drink the entire draught. I can make no promises as to its taste. It will lower the psionic defenses around the lava. If I cannot remove it, I may still be able to tell you more about its origin.
Ormelion watches you with cautious intensity. It expects doubt. It expects fear.
Only in that you may be a danger to yourself. What the potion may make you see or feel, I cannot determine. But unless you are already a step from death, it will not kill you.
The potion is disgusting beyond description. The only mercy is that it goes down quickly.
Not a drop left. Very good. As the potion influences your mind, you may find yourself acting irrationally. Try and stay focused.
The world loses its edges, its finer boundaries. You are fluid, but trapped like a creature suspended in amber. Dark holes bite at the edges of your vision, but the void cannot draw you in. The tadpole spasms, seizes. It's fighting the potion even harder than you are. Fear pierces your mind like knives of ice. The parasite digs deeper, as if it needs to hollow out your skull. Cold blades lose their edge. You are stalwart, turning that tide of fear against itself. The parasite swells with power. More power than you have ever felt before. It surges and twists, lashing out against that which would dare to intrude. The parasite in your mind quiets, pleased with itself.
Ormelion, are you well?
That lava is like nothing I have ever observed before. Its power is unsettling. Such an outcome was not in my calculations. There is more to this being than mere stasis. Indeed. Although I may have another solution, albeit a temporary one. I possess a ring of mind shielding. It prevents elder brains from noticing my presence. It will not remove the lava, but it will limit its influence, both positive and negative. I would offer it as a gift, but in truth, the ring is priceless. Is there anything you could offer me in turn? I have never seen anything like it, Blur. Is my species evolving?
Perhaps. But at such an accelerated rate?
It simply shouldn't be possible.
It's planting spores. The myconid means to raise the dead.
Don't.
Her condition is familiar. Poison, derived from a wild weed common to the Underdark. She'll need an antidote soon, most likely held by the poisoner.
Dwegar slashed me.
Like dwarves, Dwegar have innate resistance to poison, and thus no need for intricate brews. Though deadly if left untreated, the poison can be cured by the antidote or natural remedies.
Gods. Whatever that is, I needed it. Why are you helping me? No arguments there. Felt like a hook horror was sorting through my guts. But... that cure did the trick. Quick, sharp too. I thank you for your help, but I gotta get moving. Oh, it hurts. Girls' garters. Oh, I don't have time for this. My kin need me. Seems you're the helping kind. All right. I need you to rescue my kin. Not charity, mind. We can pay. We're Iron Hand Clan. Best artificers in Baldur's Gate. We were on an expedition down here when the Dwegar snatched us up. I got away, but not the others. The Greys have them digging out some old ruin across the lake. Just mining for materials. Nothing unusual. But our work pays well. Help my clan, and we'll make it worth your while, I swear. Thank you. Only wish I could go with you. But here... I nabbed these boots from the Greys when I ran. I'll feel better knowing you're using them to kick some Dwegar ass. I'll mark where I made my escape, and... wait here, I suppose. Not much choice, eh?
A vessel wobbles on the lake's murky waters.
Human, what are you doing on Gek's raft? Where's Gek? Who are you? All right. No reason to get your tongue in a twist. Well, come on. Let's get you to shore. You'll need to report to the sergeant. You lot, keep patrolling. I'm heading back with this one.
You continue forward in silence until the lights of a camp twinkle through the murk.
Sideways. We've got a welcoming party.
You shithead! Time you showed up, we got trouble.
Spit it out! Sergeant finally choked on True Soul Near's prick.
Rugno! The twat soul caused a rockfall. Trapped tighter than a ring on a fat finger.
You're shitting me. You pay up?
That's the trouble. He's got the gold on him. Sergeant's arm is falling off with all the gnome slaves she's been beating. Who's the hoon, Grayman? Another slave for the dig? That's so.
You feel the slightest of stirrings in your head. The Duergar is not infected, yet your minds resonate.
I'll be. You ain't shitting. Felt the tingle. Your twat soul chum owes us a load of coin. You want through? Make a donation. Unclog your hole. Just shitting around. But I'm warning you, that twat soul ain't settled up soon. There'll be hell to pay for the lot of you cult buggers.
And you got me. You wouldn't survive a 10-day on your own.
10-day.
Consistent. I'll give you that. Unless you're here to kick some stiffs lakeside, I suggest you bugger off. You gotta be kidding. These trash don't have nothing on them but rocks.
Rocks.
You spot a shiny trinket on one of the corpses.
Quit sniffing around. You're starting to get on my nerves.
Nerves.
Shouldn't wish to live in more.
Hey, stick shit!
It's Skick Pit, you piss pot.
That's what I said. Stick shit.
My mug's gone dry, stick shit.
You heard her, stick shit. Fill her up. Another hour, stick shit.
Piss pot.
You flirt. Now jump to it. Or it's up to the lift and straight to the shadows.
If I was that slave, I'd be tempted to add a dash of something poisonous to their drinks.
True soul, yeah? Tell the sergeant we won't move a pebble. Hold out your hands, hoon.
You heard the man. Let's see him.
Less our skin, more showing. 5 working fingers, nice and meaty, prime for digging. You want there, you claw him out. My drinking hand's busy. And I don't like pig shit, but damned if your mouth ain't spewing it. You want respect? Let your absolute pay for it. Till then, bugger off. Hey, stick shit! Where's my drink?
Coming right up, piss pot.
Stick shit talks like smug, and he wrecked that shroom village.
And then shagged it.
Here's to smug, nasty prick.
Piss off. I heard the piss pot. You're a true soul, same as near. So like I said, piss off. Fuller was mad as a rutting badger, but she weren't a friend of any true soul. What about piss off, do you? Hold on. You aren't just talking shit, are you? Then shh. Keep it low. Don't let them hear you. Now, why in the hottest hells would a true soul be helping me? Fine. Let's say I believe you. You want to kill these peckers. I'm not complaining. But you better finish the job, because I'll be the one to suffer if you don't. Ain't you hearing me, prickhole? Piss off to every last hell.
Moving in.
These spiders aren't wild. They've been raised by local Dwergar and are fiercely loyal to them. They appear to be in conflict. The larger spider versus the other 3.
What's a fort like this doing in the Underdark?
Fascinating architecture. Doesn't match the style of any Underdark civilization that I know of.
Who's the statue, you think?
Human, certainly. A god, perhaps. Why would gnomes make such a thing?
You're the expert. Why don't you tell me?
How peculiar. Smooth face, cobbled edges. They're a sign. They must be. A sun dweller in these parts. Look here, my topside friend. I need fresh eyes, and I doubt I'll find fresher. As rare as a smile in Sindelrin, you might say. But I've no skill for slaving. I prefer chisel to cane. But these learned eyes reach their limits, and so I must humbly request yours. The rock, the rubble, all of it, if I may be so bold. Take a look. Tell me what you see, and be thorough.
The statue's meandering curves and golden edges stand out against the weathered masonry behind it. 2 styles, 2 eras. The statue was carved from newer stone and erected by latecomers to this ancient fortress.
Anything standing out?
Boulders and stone bricks of various sizes clutter the corridor. Many split cleanly in two, yet some walls remain fully intact. No quake brought these rocks down. They were smashed through in an instant. Something big charged through here. Something very big.
What do you think?
Several glassy stones stand out in the debris. Their borders are coated with tiny yellow crystals. The hottest of flames smoothed the stone and left sulfuric crystals behind. The fires of the hells have touched Grymforge.
Incredible. An entire history risen from dirt and debris. Picture it. An ancient city, hewn from the stone by disciples of Shah, later abandoned. Untold centuries later, a new tribe revives it. Fresh walls, fresh sculptures, until a great hell beast charges through, toppling the walls and crushing the people. That explains the infernal plate I found. Perhaps you might have use of it. But my work has only begun. There is more still to find. I must get to it.
Nasty way to go. Suffocating slowly under a ton of rubble. Not a fate I'd personally relish.
So, are we saving this Nier from suffocating or leaving him to die? I'm fine with either, naturally. The last thing I want to do is ruin these nails digging through rock. Gods, really? Oh, saving a drow I can understand, but saving gnomes? Oh. But if you insist on being a hero, I won't get in your way. Just don't expect me to help, either.
That drow, Nier, is going to be on his last gasp unless someone digs him out. Though not necessarily our concern, of course.
We need to get that Nier guy unstuck, or those gnomes are done for. Come on, focus.
This true soul Nier stuck behind a rockfall, is he? Forgive me if I'm in no hurry to go digging him out.
You wish to speak? Impressive. Most would quake at the mere thought of delving that far into the Underdark. What did you find? Keep looking. If they're present, then it's likely there's a route to Moonrise somewhere. It may prove impossible to avoid the Shadow Curse entirely, but if you find any way to limit your exposure, seize it.
Oh! Hello? Hey!
So, are you greeting invisible beings or just losing your mind?
The echoes, listen. They're coming from 3 directions.
Losing your mind it is. Probably the tadpole. The weirdest things seem to be.
The architects who built this must have been remarkable. Pity their vision didn't stand the test of time.
All's not... Faster!
Heat up some rocks! Let's see how the little pricks do when we strap fire to their legs.
Charming. Hell is truly where we make it.
Move, Hoon! I don't have time for Drugnan outsiders. Poorly, obviously. Tunnel collapsed on a true soul. Absolute's going to eat my liver. Now move! I've got no time for...
The parasite stirs, but it's a mere tickle. You hear no thoughts or memories, just an echo of scars that never healed.
A true soul, eh? Useless wreck of a lookout could have told me. Glad you're here to take responsibility. Tunnel's collapsed. Trapped true soul near. He's stuck in there with poisoned geezers. We don't get him out soon, it's both our heads. Place is older than bone dust. Previous tenants left a trap. Dropped a shit ton of metal once we dug a ways in. Get near out, and you'll have the Absolute's blessing. No doubting that. Entrance to an ancient temple. General's orders, Near said. Must contain something important. He got me to recruit non-believers. But not everyone's seeing the Absolute's truth. They don't get paid soon. I'll have a riot on my hands. Not a one. Unless you count tacking aboleth fangs to my whipping cane. Thought you would. True souls don't abandon their own.
Gnomes speak in soft whispers, the words all but lost in the hot air.
We'll never get through. We need that smoke powder.
Philommene's gone, and if she's smart, she won't be coming back.
Tell the sergeant where she went. Baltur's still trapped with that maniac near.
Forget the smoke powder. They kill Phil on the spot. I won't let you do it.
Praise Ironhand. Larida, our prayers are answered. Mom, our friends are trapped in the cave-in. And I know a way to get them out.
Bug, please. True Soul Near will... You know what he'll do. Bug, don't!
I've got no choice, Larida. We have to chance it. A few days back, there was a scene. Our friend Philomene, she's a sapper, set off a blast and ran off. We set a spot for hiding if someone found trouble. I'll mark your map. If Philomene made it, you'll find her there. She'll have the stuff to blow that tunnel wide open and get Baldur and the rest out.
Well, some explosives would certainly help us free Fuller's friends. They might even survive the blast.
Please, please don't hurt my Phil. I beg you.
Hurry! Our people won't last in that cave-in forever.
This place is hard to bear. I hope we're able to continue on our way before too long.
I know what you mean. Everyone is so... unhappy.
Oh, well, I meant more the molten rock and plunging chasms, but yes, the folk leave something to be desired as well.
Present company excluded, of course.
Oh, hush you. Stop fishing for compliments.
Deep gnomes, killed under the yoke of slavers.
Really? Save your prayers for someone who at least had the spine to fight back.
What's up for discussion?
Hold it! I swear to Ironhand. One more step, and a blow us to chunks!
An ashen scent fills the air. The barrel is filled with smoke powder.
She's gonna blow up. That's my thing.
Shut your mouth, Hoon, or I'll shut you down. Drach, dropping my name like your cultist arse knows me, like we're friends. I know what you are, one of Nia's cult goons. Sailed right in. Better to die in this shit heap than rot in Moonrise. You want me? Come get me. Lorida! Ruddy mind games. I know all about your tricks, true soul. Shit. I can't do it. Go on. Drag me to Moonrise. I'll make you cult nutters suffer. Well, aren't you sweet? I'm not stupid, you know. No such thing in Grymforge as kind hearts. Spit out what you want, and let's be done with it. You want to waste rune powder on? Look, you have no idea what you're dealing with. Any true Iron Hand would trade their life for a grain of this stuff. It's the whole damn reason we're here, and I'm not leaving without it. But let me go. Maybe I'll spare you a vial.
Rune powder is gnomish folklore, an explosive of awesome power handed down to the gnomes by their war god, GALE Ironhand, a formula so dangerous it was stricken from history, if it ever existed to begin with.
We've heard the same ones, I bet. A fistful of fire that can turn cities to dust. Well, it's real. And I need to bring it back to Baldur's Gate. I'd rather my clan were with me, but the mission comes first. A vial's what I can spare you. A barrel of this could light up the Underdark. A vial is plenty. Just let me go my way. Look, we're freedom fighters. We need this powder to prove a point. To people who really need a point proven to them. Let me go, and you'll be on the right side of history. That's all I can say. Listen, you see Lorida at the dig? Tell her I'm dead, impaled, half-eaten. I don't care. Make up a story.
I'm not sure I blame her, though Lorida might.
Beloved? I might have been hers. She sure as hell wasn't mine. I'm getting the rune powder back to Baldur's Gate. Alone.
No one drugs with... Shit! You got one of Nair's moon lanterns, Zharg? Well, then, pixie lamps. If you're headed to Moonrise, you won't last without it.
Toplands are clogged with the Death Dark. Choke you in no time.
Go on, get some air. But don't go cursing me if that shadow shit snuffs you.
We were warned about the curse. Can't say I fancy our chances without a moon lantern.
What's that?
Everyone's still trapped. Find Philomene and get that smoke powder.
Move on! I gave her everything! And she has the gall to send you to break me! Get us out of here, all of us! And hope for her sake her path never crosses mine again!
Here we go. As you near the rubble, a fragmented voice clutches at your mind.
True soul! True soul! Finally! You must clear rubble, spilling poison! Gnome slaves, passage trap. Careful of mercs. Get me out!
View through Nir's eyes is a blur. You only make out a bit of rubble and few moving figures. The blur resolves into an image. Two gnomes feverishly removing debris, while two others lie dead at Nir's feet, their flesh scorched by powerful magic. You sense Nir's frustration, tinged with rage, as the connection fades.
Get back! One spark and it'll blow. Ignis!
Baldur, can you hear me? Baldur!
Finally! Worthless slaves! Your incompetence has been my ruin!
Nir does not fail.
You care for the weak, true soul. Most curious. The Absolute demands their slaughter. Yet, here you stand, in bold defiance. A test, yes, you must be. The Absolute bade you to try Nir's faith. I will tear out your heart and feed it to the rats. The Absolute guides my hand. You've chosen a battle you cannot win.
Your scalp buzzes as Nir's mind reaches out. Not to you, but to the nearby Dwergar.
I see treachery at every turn. Not every Dwergar proves faithful to the Absolute. Nir is not without mercy, true soul. And these overgrown rats have given you a chance to earn my favor. Strike them down. Prove your faith. For the Absolute.
When Nir...
Shh. Put it out of your mouth.
Something to ask.
I'm here.
You worthless, treacherous little rats. You don't deserve the death you got. I should have made it last. As for the rest of you, slave worms, you've caused enough trouble. Yes. It will be so. Gnomes, you are slaves no longer. The Absolute may have use for you yet.
This was meant to be a simple operation. I arrive, those pack animals clear the debris, and I walk into the temple. Instead, I've been beset by incompetence, treachery, and now this? The Absolute's business remains unfinished. No. The General will understand that none of this was my fault. He will understand because you will tell him. I need you to deliver a message to him. Tell the General that I did what I could, but that the route through Grymforge is impassable. This is not a failure. It's only a setback. I have been entrusted with a sacred mission. I cannot fail. The General resides at Moonrise Towers, but you cannot simply travel there. The land surrounding the towers is blighted by a deadly curse. I had a moon lantern to keep the curse at bay. Alas, the rocks did it in.
It's broken? Oh, you've got to be kidding.
Calm yourself. We have allies on the surface. Seek them out and play this lyre to call on their guide. Whatever you do, do not attempt the journey to Moonrise without his protection. I promise you it will not end well. The Absolute should be demanding I take your head for insolence like that. But I can't hear her voice. What's going on? What have you done? Impossible. I should slit your throat for speaking such blasphemy. I don't understand. I've been following those wretched beasts. Perhaps you're right. Perhaps I should. Dying for a cause is one thing, but for a mind flayer, for filth like that... No. I owe you a debt, it seems. You've saved me from worse than the Dwergar. Take this, a personal blessing. I pray we don't meet again.
Very well. Something's on my mind.
Baldur! I was so worried! Did Nier hurt you?
No, I'm all right. Did the sergeant hurt you?
Oh, who cares? We're together now, thank Iron Hand.
We ought to thank someone a little closer by, I think.
Gaedel Iron Hand you may not be, but you damn well fight like him.
I'm grateful, don't mistake me, but why help us? You're one of them, aren't you? You did just lift a mountain from our heads, so good enough for me, I reckon. Here. The Iron Hand Gnomes honor their debts. With Walbran gone, that falls to me.
Make it quick. We need to find Walbran. Now!
You're a little late, Barkus, my lad. He's already been sent to Moonrise Towers. We were just slave hands to the cult, but not Walbran. He knows things. Things they want to know, too.
What has he gotten himself mixed up in now?
How did you... Well, you're a sharp one. Most still believe it's a fairy tale. I know I did, once. But not Walbran. He bloody found it. A small cache buried down here with a manuscript. He just made sense of the formula when the cult jumped us, so he burned the damn thing. If there's a single copy left, it's sitting in his head. Those absolutists pull it out and make rune powder, they could flatten the whole of the Sword Coast. You really would, wouldn't you? But not us. My people can barely stand, and we have business back in the city. That business is what sent us after the powder to begin with. Now, we'll have to make other arrangements.
And just like that, you'd leave Walbran behind. I knew you lot were foolish, but I didn't know you were cruel.
If you knew half as much as you think, my lad, Walbran might have kept you around.
And neither will this twit, apparently.
My people will find somewhere to regroup across the lake. Then, onto the city. If you find yourself in Baldur's Gate, seek us out. We'll raise a glass to Walbran together.
Wait, is that a bruise there?